believe in America and our history, and there's only one thing missing now: leadership. It takes leadership that you don't get from reading a poll. You see, Mr. President, real leaders don't follow polls. Real leaders change polls.
Ryan, do I look at you or the floor?
All right, that was Governor Christie last night talking about leadership, and whether you love him or hate him, you know that guy is a leader, and that was the theme of his keynote address. So how important is the leadership right now, and has the president been leading from behind? Is that a good thing? Jeremiah O'Keefe served with the Army's 19th Special Forces Group and is a former contractor with the CIA. Well, Jeremiah, welcome back.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, first off, 54% of the country think the president's foreign policy, his leadership is just fine. Do you agree? Absolutely not.
The sad thing is, unfortunately, the American people truly don't understand the dangers that are still on the horizon. We got rid of Al-Queda in Afghanistan, but as far as the long-term picture of what's going to happen in that region, shaping the environment with Pakistan, India, even China's role in it, it's running amok. Even Iran is part of that scenario. And we've got no clear leadership whatsoever. We seem to be managing it whenever an event occurs.
American people, I'm just going to bring the other point to that, are fatigued by all we're doing internationally and tired of the lack of respect we're getting for giving Iraq a shot at democracy and doing the same thing with Afghanistan and finding out our guys are being killed by the very people we're training. What's your answer?
This is the sad reality of history. History is full of warfare and conflict, and we have to protect ourselves from our enemies. And we have to be more proactive, and that's the sad truth at the end of the day.
When we write the story about Libya, we think about Gaddafi's gone, that's good. But in reality, that's Sarkozy, the president of France, who pulled us kicking and screaming in that leading from behind role. And then in Syria, you have the socialist leader of an anti-war candidate who's become leader of France, who's now telling the Syrian rebels, you form a government, we'll recognize you. We used to do that.
Exactly, Brian. This president missed some incredible opportunities. We had the Green Revolution in Iran in 2009. We could have covertly supported the student movement, the merchant class movement that might have led to the downfall of the Iranian mullahs. Instead, a few years later, we're faced with Iran with a nuclear weapon on the horizon, perhaps. We're missing incredible opportunities because of the lack of leadership.
The lack of leadership, perhaps, but when people say, look at this and say, Jeremiah, that might be true, but we don't have the money to start investing in some of these rebel movements. What's your answer?
There's not a lot of money involved in this. We're talking about special ops, we're talking about agency, we're talking about funding radicals, or not radicals, but revolutionaries. We've got allies in the region, the Saudis, for instance, who would gladly bankroll this. What is missing is a game plan, one that looks at events 6, 8, 10 years out as to where this is going.
All right, in Afghanistan, we know we're leaving in about a year, and we're not leaving a situation that even looks as good as it did 6 months ago. What should Mitt Romney be saying to prove to you he's the leader that you're looking for?
Mitt Romney should be talking about bringing to the table Karzai of Afghanistan, who we're getting a strong sense now this fellow may not be leaving the stage of the presidency in 2014.
There's elections. You're saying he's not leaving?
The last elections were very questionable. The next president of the United States needs to bring the players, India, Pakistan, even China, to the table and shape that strategic environment to our ends.
And your discipline is just shown because you had bugs flying in and out of you, and you didn't even blink. Jeremiah O'Keefe, thanks for your service to the country.
Thank you,
thanks for your instant analysis here.